If you're doing somebody else's job, something that you've hired people to do, you're not helping. You're not leading. In all likelihood, you're causing a hell of a lot of confusion. Welcome back to Leadership Highway. I'm Coach McCurdy, and this is your Fast Track podcast to help you 10x your impact, break barriers, and most importantly, get out of your own damn way. Today, we're going to be talking about a phrase that I use all the time in my coaching. It's called stick to the Wavetops. Stick to the Wavetops. Even if you don't know or haven't heard that before, you probably have an idea of what I'm talking about. So I want you to imagine what waves look like. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down, they're up, they're down, right? So as a leader, our job is to stick to the wavetops. Let's talk about what that looks like. Actually, let's talk about what it doesn't look like. So many times I have people that I work with who will say, well, I really have to do this, or, I'm spending all my time doing somebody's job, or sometimes it just feels good to get hands-on. If you're doing somebody else's job, something that you've hired people to do, you're not helping. You're not leading. In all likelihood, you're causing a hell of a lot of confusion for the people that work for you. Is that your goal? Because if it is, you're not keeping that job for very long. You're not using leadership. You're just getting yourself comfortable. And if you want to feel good, man, just book an appointment with me. I'll help you out. There's therapy for that. But what I want us to talk about is how we stick to the wavetop so that we're actually a really effective leader. When we're sticking to the wavetops, what that means is that we are able to see across our entire span of responsibility the highlights and the high points, the data points of what's happening, so that we are able to keep our eye on everything. What happens if we don't stick to the wavetops is we get stuck in a trough. What does that feel like, getting stuck in a trough? You know what it feels like. You've probably done it. It feels like you're floundering. It feels like you are trying to get your head above water. Hello, another analogy, right? It feels like you are losing control. When we are down in a trough, a couple of things are true. Number one, we're not doing the job we were asked to do. We're not doing what we were hired to do. Number two, we're doing someone else's job, which means that the person whose job it is trying to figure out how they bump the boss out of the way so they can do what they were hired to do. Number three, we create this situation where we lose track of the other parts of our responsibility. And number four, we're stuck in a freaking trough, people. You can't get out. It's really hard. You've got to get some momentum just to lift yourself back up and get yourself out of the shit pile you put yourself in the first place. So when we stay at the top, when we go from area to area to area, checking in, trusting our people, communicating tactically to the people that we know need to be able to lead the rest of the organization, some beautiful things happen. We're able to spot the smoke. We're able to see across the whole organization if things look right. Is something out of control? Is something higher or lower? Do we have people waving, saying, hey, help me, help me, help me? And by the way, if this is helpful, I really want you to consider like, follow, share Leadership Highway. More importantly, add some comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what these situations have felt like for you. Let me know what you've done. All right, so back to the wavetops. When we're at the wavetops, we have line of sight to our entire area of responsibility. Maybe just as importantly, we can move easily from wavetop to wavetop to wavetop to wavetop as needed and as frequently as we need to, because we're not stuck in a hole. We're not confusing our people, and we're doing the job we were hired to do. What is it that people say? I want a more effective organization. I want a more efficient organization. I want agility. I want flexibility. You don't get that if you're hanging out in the trough. You don't get that if you're doing your people's job for them. You don't get any of that. How do you get that? By actually being agile and flexible and efficient and effective from the Wavetops, where not only can you see what's happening to your organization, but those who are above you can see that you've got control over all of your areas of responsibility. You don't want the top of the organization trying to find you and find out that you're doing the job of an individual contributor that they're also paying. That's a bad look, people. You don't want to do that. You don't want your team to be so afraid of doing whatever it is that they're tasked to do because they're afraid that any minute you're going to come down off of your Wavetop and just show them how to do it better. Show them how to do it right. Knock them out of the way. Speak over in a meeting. Cause confusion with the team. None of those things are going to help you get to your goal of being faster and better and stronger and more agile and more flexible in the organization. So when we think about what it's like to be below those Wavetops, we are eroding trust, we are causing confusion, and we are sending mixed messages. When we are riding at the Wavetops, when we are above the waves, we are increasing trust, we are increasing confidence, and you can then communicate to the people around you the confidence that you have that the entire team is performing in a way that makes sense for what's going on. So, I want you to think about it like this. If you are going to work and you are feeling like your work has been put to the side because you are doing other people's jobs in order to keep your division, your department, or your organization afloat, I want you to think about those Wavetops. And I want you to figure out, how do you change the way you're communicating to the people below you so they can do their job? And how do you climb your way, just freaking climb your way out of that trough so that you can get back to those Wavetops? I want you to think about what the tops of those waves represent, and then spend your time making sure that everybody knows that you're there just as much as you need to be, and that you trust them to do the work that you've hired them to do. This is Coach McCurdy. I hope you enjoyed this quick pit stop talking about the Wavetops. Please like, follow, and share. Most importantly, please comment on Leadership Highway. I really want to know what you're thinking. In the meantime, until next time, buckle up. It is a shit show out there, and it's going to be up to you to get this thing on track. Thanks.